Welcome back, everybody, to today's episode of Stuff That We're Thinking to Do. Seriously though, welcome back, everybody. How is everybody doing today? I'm Rookzer0. Welcome to the D&D Drawcast. Today we are once again in the Aggie.io software. Hashtag not sponsored. But yeah, we're just hanging out. Welcome, Jonas, to the live stream chat. Welcome to everybody on YouTube. We are up in the Discord today. If you want to come hang out in the Discord, you are very welcome to join. We have a live stream voice chat active there. Rick, welcome. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to try to get... I think I have everything set up. Make sure I do the title page. Oh, bam! Put effort into it, might as well use it, right? I need to get some audio for that, I think. I need to get like a song that plays. That could be kind of fun. But yeah, so today I'm going to... I didn't really get to finish some of my sketches yesterday because I got sidetracked pretty hard. But I'd like to draw some more bear-flavored stuff. A few characters. I still have a few characters for the next installment of QWQ. Welcome back. Man, my brain's all over the place today. It's going to be a good episode. There's a whole bunch of characters I want to draw for use in the next time we play D&D, which I do also want to get the video up of that. I'm putting together a little compilation of the playthrough for our level 0 campaign. And yeah, I want to get some stuff drawn for that. So that's what we're going to do today, I think. We're going to sit down, we're going to draw some quick random portraits. Maybe draw some bear logos. See if I can get a good sized thing going on here. Little money zone action going on for you here. I am getting some merch stuff set up, which is a cool way to support the channel. I'm doing that through Redbubble. Redbubble? I don't know. Redbubble. We'll get that figured out, and I'll get that posted in the Discord a little later. I also have one through... There's a couple out there. You can probably just look for merch, but I'll find you a link. I'll get you a link, and then we'll have that. So we're trying to find some ways to make the channel a little more self-sustaining, and yeah, so that way we can do some more cool stuff. I'd love to get more stuff going on. You know, I still need to redraw rugby, like in the actual official sense, so I can put it on a t-shirt. That would be pretty dope. How are you today? How's everybody doing? You okay? Just stay up all night playing that game again that I keep forgetting the name of? Bannerlords, yeah. Apparently Bannerlords is where it's at. I've never played it. I don't know. Who knows? What do I need to do here? So who are our characters? Let's see. We got Guff. Do you have speaking to Jonas now, do you have the official Guff artwork you'd like to use for the channel? $50-50 on that. You got some time. I'll let you know before I actually post anything. Let's see. How would I draw Guff? That's I don't know. Guff is what? He's a gangly kobold. Probably do something like this. I think you draw kobolds better than I do, to be totally honest. I think I like your style of kobold better. That being said, like, I have a couple different style of kobolds, because like I like the long nose. I like to draw the long nose kobolds, but I think the kind of stubby nose kobolds I think look cooler. Whoop. You do one of these. Yeah, that's always a bummer. Andrea, David, welcome. Yes, we have people. We have people showing up today. That's great. I've got a really nice I did a whole bunch of yard work yesterday, which was good. Needed to be done, but now my nose is not functioning properly. So if I sound like a turtle, I guess that's why. We'll see if that clears up. Meh, meh. That's how turtles sound. But turtle, Welcome, welcome. Welcome back, everybody, to the live stream. We got Dippy and Drow and Jonas in here today. It's real good. It's real good. I'm gonna be doing my best Bob Ross impression today because I can't breathe, but that's fine. How's the audio quality? Yeah, Bob Ross, the patron saint of ASMR. Perfect. How's the audio today? I got a new mic cover. I guess probably not the best day to try that out now that I can't breathe, but hey, if it sounds good, that's good. Yeah, as long as I'm not breathing into the mic, I guess it'll be good. Well, that would be interesting if YouTube is actually picking it up differently than Discord. Is it really? I gotta listen to this. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay. No, I'm a heavy breather. I gotta figure that out. Breathe in. Away from the microphone. Maybe I need to put the mic. Maybe if I put the mic over here. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know. How's that? Can you still hear me if I talk like this? Really badly? That's fine. So maybe I'll figure something out. Yeah, you gotta stay out of melee range this week. Well, for the month. This is a pretty good one. It's a pretty good meme. Barbarian double axes. Double axes are for throwing? I didn't know that. That makes sense. Did Guff steal armor too? I don't remember. Or just the sword? Big metal pant boots. Just a big old sensor bar. Guff the free ball and kobold. That's what we're gonna call him from now on. Well, if you don't like the word free balling, you should wear pants. That's the way that goes. Just the line, just totally retract the nose. Woo-hoo! You know, that's pretty damn cool. I didn't realize that was the difference. So that's pretty good. Maybe I'll keep. Yeah, I mean, I just didn't realize. Like I said, I like the long nose. I like drawing the long nose. It's fun to draw. But are you trying to get me back to the Leviathan argument? Because we will derail this episode so fast. Stalkers from Hypnotica. You know, I didn't play any of Hypnotica. I watched Markiplier play it, but that's about it. I didn't actually watch him that much. did he get into 50 episodes? I think I watched like the first 3. And I was like, that's a cool game. And then I just moved on. But sure. No, yeah, when I used to work at the university, I had a lot of time where I was doing 3D modeling and animation, so I had a lot of days. 78 episodes? Yeah. Uh, there was a time when I basically had to just sit down and do um, well, no, I was actually doing a lot. If you've ever painted weights for an animation or an animated character, it's a lot of just like this pixel 2.5, great. This pixel 2.6, this pixel 2.7, and just like doing that and testing it and running an animation and going 2.2 and then doing it again. So it was a lot of just like really fiddly work. So I would put on, like, I watched all of, I think, the Sonic '06 or whatever the hell, the Game Grumps thing where they have like 200 episodes. I listened to all of that in the course of that project because I just needed something to be playing in the background. Just like I needed something that was just on and going to keep my mind from going insane with numbers. So I like finding playthroughs that have like really really long play times. But I also watched like all of the Muppet Show. There's some really good content out there to just devour. Yeah, I highly recommend the Muppet Show if you haven't seen the Muppet Show. Old school Jim Henson, it's super good. Oh man, Kermit used to be on Sesame Street all the time. Kermit the Frog here. He was a newscaster. He was a newscaster, not a nuke. You know, in Kermit the Frog, he was a bomb. He was a big old bomb. I don't remember Kermit the Frog ever being a bomb at all. That sounds like a Chuck Norris joke. Man, are Chuck Norris jokes still a thing, or was that just like, was that kind of? I mean, you know, he's not on the Bowflex commercials anymore, so. Well, maybe he is. I don't know if that's still a thing or not. Just gonna hide in the corner. I guess Guff doesn't need pants. Like, that's very judgmental of me to say that Guff needs pants. I do like the giant greaves. I think the greaves are a nice concept. Huh. Drow, I'm gonna say something that you might be offended by, but maybe not. I think your computer sucks. I'm not sure what's going on, but all the stories you tell us about your hardware situation, man, that sounds rough. It sounds really rough. Yeah, it sounds. Building your own computer is a lot of fun if you're into that kind of thing. It can be easy if you have people to help. it can be expensive, but it can also be really rewarding. I've built both of our computers. Yeah, you can build a pretty good computer for about $1,000. That's not including like monitors and stuff, but you can build a really nice one for that. So definitely something to work towards. I think it's a good goal. I know the first time, like the first few computers I had when I was little, basically like my uncle helped me build, which was really fun, like learning how computers worked and stuff. But then once I got older and I built my own, I was like, man, I had that computer for like 10 years and it was old when I got it, so it was a big upgrade and made me feel pretty good about being able to do that. So definitely worth looking into, especially if you're having as many problems as it sounds like you're having. But who knows? Okay, so we got Guff. We got little old Guff. Do you like the curved horns? We can do curved horns. Well, it's your character, man. You get to choose. Man, if a DM ever says to you, "Hey, no, your character looks like this," just walk out of that house. Just be like, "I'm good." I'm good, man. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go like this. We're gonna go like that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I say it. If you can find that video, the Matt Colville video you're talking about, where he talks about agency or player agency, I would love to see it. Send it to Andres. That was a joke, apparently. That was a joke. I say player autonomy a lot, but I think agency is another great way to say it. Yeah, Matt Colville, super cool dude. That's another one of my bucket list love to meet peoples. That is way too big. Like, I was trying to make it big. That's way too big, I think. Yeah, no, that's like a Titan. Well, I mean, I did two things wrong. One, I made the blade. I wanted a big old chunky sword. That's fine. But then I continued on with the proportions for that big chunky sword, and he'd basically be like holding a. That's kind of what I was thinking, but I basically made like a giant stone giant dagger and gave him that, which that could be fun. Really, I need to make the handle look like a handle that someone could hold, and I think it'll be fine. Then again, I'm a big fan of like swords. I don't think have to be super thick to look big. I think that's something that kind of gets a little overblown. Like a flamebird looks pretty cool. Doesn't have to be. It's the big flat ones, right? Like they're just beat. It's like just a giant cleaver. Is that what you're talking about for the executioner sword? Kind of like that. Yeah, let's just look it up. Because I know the name, but I have like 2 or 3 different images in my head. Because I have like a big broadsword that is just like basically like a big bastard sword, but flat, like not a lot of ridges or not a lot of curve in the blade, just like. Yeah, okay. That's pretty close to what I was thinking. sword from Doom. Yeah, the wow. It's just got like curse words written on it, and they're like, yeah. My name's Guff, and I have the most evil weapon of all time. It's made out of orphan tears, and that can be part of the campaign, I guess. We'll work that in there. We'll work in the orphan tear sword. Crucible blade, though. Oh, is it? Okay. If that's the weirdest sentence you've ever heard, then I'm very happy for you, because that sounds like you've had a pretty good not deranged life so far. So let's keep up with that. You made it out of orphans? Just their tears. Thank you. I'm glad somebody got that reference. Oh man, that's old. Oh no, absolutely. So that was a Venture Bros reference. Dr. Orpheus was trying to decursify the machine that Dr. Venture made, and he's like, "Wait, what is this? You made this out of orphans?" He's like, "Oh, not all of one." Still pretty good. Ridiculous shenanigans. That show just got bananas. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's not the best sword, and the line work is crap, but, it's a good base. We'll come back to it. It's a little elbow spikes in here. I don't know. Why is it always orphans? Easy. Probably because... Ooh, see that's too much. That's bad. That's a bad campaign right there when you target the orphanage. Is that how Spyro starts? Ooh. I gotta stop you right there. I don't know any of those names. I mean, I know Spyro, but Gotcha. Okay. YouTube can't hear you, so it's kind of a moot point. But okay. Yeah, got it. Separated at birth. That's the best way to DM, though. Like, if you're not sure what to do, just pick a different plot from a different thing that you like, and just explain that to your players. That's what I do all the time. Hashtag you're also Harry Potter. All right. All right. That's a campaign for you. There you go. You got it all set up. I like kind of what I've done here for Guff. That is a huge sword, which I like. I like the idea that the sword is like the size of his body. We might need to fiddle with Guff's stats. I can't remember how we were going to do this. Yeah, it's. I think it's going to be fun to have a barbarian that has low strength, 10 strength, which I think is great. I think it's really cool, but I hope that works. Like we'll see if it's too if it breaks the game for too long, we'll see what happens. But I'm afraid we're gonna have to fiddle with them. I don't want to, but I'm afraid we're gonna have to. So we'll see how it goes. But I think it'll be a lot of fun. And if it's not, we'll change it. Sure. I don't know. That's fine. You can totally do that. That's an interesting. Like I've had a lot of people do that when they start playing D&D. They get really fixated on like, okay, I take my sword and I'm gonna like do this and I'm gonna stick it under their armor and I'm gonna blah blah blah. I'm like, you have to roll for basically all of those things you just said to me. So, so it's like, dude, do you want me to make you roll 15 times or do you just want to roll for an attack and tell me how much damage to do? And they usually stop and think about it and they're like, I'll just roll for the attack. I'm like, okay, there you go. That's gonna take 10 turns. Here we go. Oh boy. See, with Pathfinder, I would say suplexing people is like a 2 or 3 turn round thing that happens. Oh, jeez. Let's do this. How do people feel about suplexing as an action? Because I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with suplexing as like a single action thing. I feel like, I mean, you're sorry, you're just telling the story about the party all trying to take turns suplexing somebody, which I think is funny. Actually that's a pretty funny idea. But like for me, grappling combat should be its own thing, which is why I like Pathfinder. And so thematically, it's cool to be like, okay, I'm gonna wrestle this guy. It's like he's gonna stab you in the face. It's like crap. But and so when you're like, I'm gonna suplex him. It's like, okay, you walk up to attempt to grab the guy, and he stabs you in the face. Like that's my argument with it, is that like there are so many steps that would it take to. Yeah, just if you really want to like for my sneak attack, I'm gonna suplex him. It's like that's okay. Like I could kind of see that. You get up behind him and you surprise grapple somebody and you get a chance to suplex him. But I would still make the person roll a reflex save to see if they can like, hey, why are you grabbing me? That's not cool. You have to do the grapple first. Okay. You see that I agree with that. I think that's an okay thing. Yeah, and I think the way it's described for Pathfinder is basically on your turn when you grapple somebody, your options are basically like to continue a grapple, do some kind of maneuver with them, move half your speed or let them go. And so like with like ledges, I'll say like, okay, you've grabbed the person. On your next turn, you can then move them half speed and drop them. Or for your whole turn, you can try to throw them. But like that's another maneuver. It's like, cool. See if you can pick them up and hoist them a direction. But that feels like a whole other move to me. So I definitely would let people suplex. Yeah. Yeah, and so like trying to smash the guy's face in, I'm like totally fine with that because you've already basically like, grappled him, and now you're doing another check to see can I maneuver his head into a tombstone, and that's cool. And I like that idea that you can once you have the grapple started, like it switches into another mode of combat, and I like that. I like that a lot. You want to just go to Guff the Grappler? I'm a big... yeah. Yeah, I've played with a few people that have had like either had tentacles or had monster parts that let them bite people for a grapple attack, and there are some rules about like specifically doing that, but there's a lot of really fun ways to get around it. Like with the goblin with the big head, sharp teeth, you can grapple things one size larger than you with your mouth because you just like latch onto them. And the funny thing about that is like you still have your hands exposed, so you can just claw at them after you're grappling them. That's pretty funny. I like doing that. Yeah. A spiky luchador. That's pretty good. Armor spikes is a lot of fun. I think that's one of those like underutilized things. It's a dwarf archetype. Battle Rager. Gotcha. I like them. I think they're a little bit of a yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with some of that. Like my issue with doing that, which for reference, allowing other races to take like racial specific things, feats, classes, is I like the idea that there are some things that you have to that forces you to play a dwarf or forces you to play an elf, just for flavor. But there's always the one situation where like I wish I could take this, but I want to play this, and I can rationalize it. It's like cool if you can tell me a story that makes sense. Like I was raised by dwarves, I've been fighting with dwarves since my character was a little tiny kid. You know, you could probably take something of that, and I might even say, maybe it's slightly weaker or it's slightly different. And at that point, I think the homebrew is justified. But there's also a lot of people that just want to min max. And they're like, oh, this would be really good if I had this, even though I'm not a snake person, but I get it. It's like, I'm not okay with that. I don't think so. Like, if you can really tell me a story and make it make sense, I'm fine with it. And I will allow some pretty broken stuff if it makes sense. But I don't like I don't like giving people things just because it's powerful. Like I'm not a big fan of that. Right, yeah. Oh, here we go. There are some ways There are some ways to get a tail, and if that were the case, I would allow it. But yeah, if you're like, I was raised by kobolds, so I have my tail attack. No, yeah, I was raised by dragonborn. Now I have a breath weapon. It's like I don't think you do. You might. Yeah, your character might think you do, but go ahead and roll me for that breath attack. Yeah, it's not working today. I don't know. It's weird. a dra. See, at that point, that's cool. I like the idea that there's I'm going to reiterate that. A druid raised by dragons that literally thinks they are a dragon. Like, actually thinks they are a dragon. Not literally, sorry. Actually thinks they are a dragon. And oddly enough, that's what a dragon disciple can do. You slowly, over the course of your levels, become a dragon. And I think that's really cool. But that is very much based more around... Like, there's a level gate for it, which I think is really cool. Instead of just like, oh, you get this racially because you think you are a dragon. It's like, maybe earn it. Maybe earn it a little bit. And I'd be totally fine with it. Yeah. Yeah. Someone... Yeah. Someone was saying that there's an option for D&D to do that. Just give somebody feats every other level or so. But I don't know if there's that many feats. I feel like everybody would just... Yeah. For simplicity. Yeah. You take lucky, and you take... That's just power attack, is all that is. Greater cleave! Man, no cleave. Yeah. What kind of... I think the closest thing to cleave is the... This is a barbarian thing that if you crit on someone, I think you get to hit again. Is a great weapon master. I think basically great weapon master kind of clumps all the cool stuff that you could get through feats. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's a good way to do it. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I think that's kind of a good guff idea. I'm not happy with these horns, but let's just... I don't know. I was trying some different curves and... Yep. Yes. Yeah. Both of those have been stated. But once again, so it's power attack, which is a feat in Pathfinder, which is really cool. That's exactly what power attack is. You take a -2 to your hit to get like a +3 to damage. And that scales with you as you level. I think it's -1. Is it -2? It's -2 to hit, +1 to damage, and then that goes up every couple levels. And then more so if you're using your two-handed weapon. Yeah, but you can't have that. And that's why I was like, oh no, you can't have like the quintessential fighter thing. Maybe we'll have to change that. I don't know. We'll find out. Then again, you can always take it later. So I'm not super worried about it. Yeah, what do you think? Right there. That's good. Yeah. We'll put that back. I'm going to redraw Guff's face here. We got a link to the D&D feeds. Is that just up in the video chat? Voice channel chat. Also, thank you, Dippy, for putting the Coville video. We should look at those, actually. I just realized I haven't been looking at the chat for an hour. I'm so sorry. Looks like everyone's not talking, so that's good. Welcome, everybody, to the YouTube chat, by the way. If you want to become part of the actual conversation, you're welcome to join the Discord. Check out the merch table later. Yeah, a little bit. You don't want Wood Elf magic? Why wouldn't you take Wood Elf magic? Tavern Brawler. Yeah. Tavern Brawler's good. Squat Nimbleness. Yeah, I think homebrew feats are usually okay, as long as you talk about them first. Interesting. That is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. That's some Naruto level stuff going on right there. So old school counterspell. You used to have the spell being cast prepared to cancel that spell. And that was bananas. You see somebody casting Fireball. I counter it with my casting of Fireball. Like, that's pretty epic. Like, that's bananas difficult. Right. Like, I think the better version of counterspell is actually like Vicious Mockery. And then the damage just makes them fail the spell. So it's like, you stink. What? Dang it. Perfect counterspell. Or just like screaming wildly into the void at them. Something fun about that with bards. Bards get like counter song. Yeah, exactly. Barbarians should definitely be able to counterspell. Like, oh, I'm going to cast Fireball. I want to use my reaction to throw my axe at that guy. Yeah. So bards, I think, is funny because like they can basically, if something sound related is going to affect the party, you can just like feedback it. And I really liked that idea. I counter Fireball with Fireball. Eats the spell. Exactly, yeah. But that is some Naruto level stuff where if you can see somebody cast a spell, you can then just cast the spell yourself. I almost feel... I don't know if I've ever... Yeah, see, like, that's the... I feel like that would be a cool class. If you could watch somebody cast a spell, even if it took 2 or 3 times, and then you could cast that spell. I feel like that Spell Thief is a good name for it. That is a cool idea. But I feel like... Is it? That's kind of interesting. I know there's a sword in Pathfinder that basically absorbs spells. It might be a ring, actually. Or it might just be a spell, now that I think about it. It might be a spell that's enchanted on a ring. But, so someone like... I don't know if it's called the Spell Thief or it might be like the spell... Yeah, it basically absorbs a spell that is cast at you, and then you can basically like redirect it later as a different effect. But it's kind of a cool idea. But I still think like even in the Naruto universe, like they have to have special eyes to do that. So that would be some really high level rolls from like, oh, can I learn that spell that guy just cast at me? By the way, I got hit by lightning. Am I alive? I'm alive? Okay, I'm going to roll to see if I can recast that spell at him. And it's like, that just seems like a really, really high roll. And maybe if they cast it again, it gets higher and higher. Yeah. But I do also like letting people. Do I know what spell they're casting at me? It's like, well, you're about to find out. And I think Knowledge Arcana and stuff should get used more for that. So. That's kind of cool. Yeah. I think maybe I like the idea that you are watching magic happen and trying to learn it. So I would maybe allow people to just, like, if the same spell gets used against them too many times, that could be an interesting way that they slowly, like, oh, can I put that in my spell book since I've seen it cast like 15 times now? That's kind of an interesting idea. Oh yeah, plate mail guff is going to be pretty dope. But I'm the Juggernaut. I'm the Juggernaut, Guff. But yeah, pinning someone makes them helpless. So normally, how it would work in Pathfinder is you take a turn, you grapple them. You take a turn and you disable them, or you. It's 3 rounds. I think it's grapple and then restrain and then pin. And once they're pinned, it takes your turn to pin them. Someone else could basically walk up and coup de grace them, which is automatic crit, just super death, chance to death, or chance to, yeah, they have to save not to die from it, which is weird. But I think that might be the massive rules. Yeah. But so the feat, I think, allows you, once you pin them, you also get to do the coup de grace, right? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, yeah. Yeah. Just bite them. Is it 4 times damage? Coup de grace is 4 times damage? Okay. Welcome to the. It would be. Well, not necessarily. Oh, so Pathfinder once again is not. It's a double critical hit, and no, because see, so Pathfinder, you roll dice for melee damage, even with natural weapons. So it's a possibility of 16 damage with your T4. But that always kind of drove me crazy. Plus, if it's a bite attack, it might actually be a D6, depending on the creature. I don't know. I think kobolds could probably get a bite attack. I know. So once again, that's something that you can tech into. Basically, like if you want to focus on natural attacks, there's items you can get to make it better. There are feats you can do to make it better. Yeah, so like my grappler goblin gets the bite attack with the first feat. The second feat makes it a D6 instead of a D4. Then you can get like strength and a half to your natural attacks. So which yours is 0. But if you have 14, 15 strength, all of a sudden you're doing a D6 plus like 6 damage with your proficiency bonuses. Yeah, so just biting people all over the place. Plus, since it's natural attacks, you usually get like claw bite or claw bite, so you're getting extra attacks as well. So lots of fun stuff you can do with it. Which D&D simplifies a lot of that stuff down to like, oh, natural attack, 1 damage. It's like, great. Yeah, but that does make monks a little more unique in D&D. because they really specialize in it. I think it's kind of hard to specialize in melee combat if you're not a monk. I think D&D really wants multi-classing to be kind of the means to do that kind of stuff, because it is, once again, more RP heavy. Yeah, I like multi-classing. You don't like multi-classing? What? Don't tell him about throw anything. So, I just did a commission for someone that had a sword mage. Yeah, I think I drew that on the stream, right? That's pretty good. That's kind of a bummer. Like, I like the idea for... Okay. Uh-oh. So he stole the sword of someone he wasn't supposed to steal from. It's a cursed sword. That's a fun way to deal with people that like to take stuff without talking to the party. Yeah, it's not good. I'd definitely have some fun with that. I've had a few people. I think the biggest thing that I've had related issues with is like rogues, people that just like try to steal everything from the party. And so it's like, oh well. You know, I had a player that was very much wanting to just take everything, just unrelentlessly stealing stuff, and his stealth was so high that no one could see it happen. And so the whole party's just like, why is our stuff all disappearing? That's not good. And they did a really nice job of not metagaming it, because they all knew it was happening, like at the table. But eventually people started like arcane marking their stuff. Like, oh, our stuff keeps disappearing. We're gonna hide it, and it became this weird. Armored Hulk? What is Armored Hulk? Is that a feat, or is it a class? Barbarian archetype. Yeah, you are still level 1. If you want to take an archetype, that's fine. But yeah, archetypes are just subclasses. That's all they are. Basically, it just augments basically some of your It swaps out some traits, swaps out some class abilities for other things. Usually you have to take them at level 1 just so that it starts off. And usually you can only take one subclass unless they don't overlap. But yeah, it's pretty good. Sword mages, cool idea. I like it. I would, however, if someone is like, you do have a what's it, a loot goblin? Is that what people are calling it now? Yeah, I call it a ninja looter. Someone who's just like, oh, I'm taking all this stuff. I get very up in people's faces as characters that do that kind of thing. But most of the time, my character is like, I'll just hold all of our stuff until we need it. Or we find the person who wants to do that, and we do that. So it's not too big of an issue. But hey, Brian, welcome. Thank you. Oh, I got to do push-ups now. Enchanted weapon is a bow now. That's pretty cool. I keep forgetting that D&D makes you attune things. So that's always fun. All right, I just got tipped. I got tipped by Bri. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go ahead and do some exercises. That is 50 push-ups. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna stretch first, and then I'm gonna do this. But yeah. The other fun thing to do with that, when people decide that they want to take all the treasure, is start taking weight into account. I think a lot of parties don't do that because it's kind of fiddly, but it is kind of fun to at some point be like, you guys are feeling pretty tired for the thousands of pounds you're all carrying. Maybe we should look into that. 23. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Keep going. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like it feels scummy. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like, if you have a player that's picking stuff up and then selling it behind the other player's back, like, that's not good team cohesion. And that person might be an evil character. That character is not lawful good. That character is absolutely not lawful good. I would punish that guy real bad. $14, $15. That's a good point, yeah. 19. Well, so that's a good point. I wish all of this was in the YouTube chat, but it's not. So I'm going to reiterate that real quick. So we have a situation where someone is playing a sword mage, and they're nondescriptly just taking all the swords, which, whatever. If your party's cool with it, your party's cool with it. If not, they're not. Sounds like they're not. And then you've noticed. It's become a problem. But, and then behind that character's back, or behind the player's back. No, that's not right. Behind the characters. Yeah. Yeah. So selling all the swords behind the back without asking if people need them, it's kind of a not cool move. But it sounds like that player then saying that they're the only, you saying that they're the only lawful good player. I Yondi. Sure. So it sounds like, yeah. It really does sound like there's a kind of a disconnect between what the player thinks is quirky and fun and what's like, and actually mechanically kind of making the game not fun. So that's always something that kind of needs to be dealt with. Whether, and I don't think it's something a lot of people. Sorry, let me restart that. I'm out of breath now, which makes me talk too fast. Excuse me. I think there is. I mean, nothing needs to be done, right? Like, I'm not saying, hey, go home and yell at that guy. But I think when situations like this arise where someone is, aha, my character's great, and it's making the rest of the people not enjoy the game, that's something that you should talk to them about. Versus the DM being like, I'm going to punish them with this thing, and that'll show them. Because it's probably not going to show them. It's just going to feel like they're getting picked on. So I've seen both of those situations happen. and even sometimes you'll talk to them about it, and they'll be like, no, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. And it's like, it kind of is. And they get mad, and then they're like, well, I don't want to play now. I'm not having fun. And it's like, okay. We all need to sit down and talk about this and understand how we can make this the most fun for everybody, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I've run into that before, too. I think I'm worried that there is a disconnect that some people have with, do I not think that's right, or does my character not think that's right? Because if your characters don't know that there are swords ever, and then the swords get sold, do your characters care? Versus the player thinking, oh, that would be really cool. My character, I would love to use that with my character. Is like, why are you hiding this? Why are you not showing us the swords? Well, I'm a greedy son of a bitch, not lawful good. Like that's my argument for it. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and it sounds like there's that's a pretty classic like kind of metagame angle that, like I said, not something that you need to like deal with. It's not something that's totally bad, but kind of a dick move from the player standpoint. He's reached maximum capacity on swords. Alrighty, nice. Are we good? Okay. I was gonna ask the YouTube people how they were doing, through writing it on the board. Unfortunately, yeah. Sorry to everyone on YouTube that we just became a recap show for a second, which is fine. I like hearing your stories, Ace. I need to make sure I'm addressing Corvus. Thank you for hanging out. Oh wait, Ace, are you Ace in both? Okay. Did you just type that, or did I just miss that? Okay, got it. I was afraid I just missed it. I was like, oh no. I'm like, wait a minute. These are talking about the same thing. That's not right. So, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, we just need to make sure we're breaking things up so we can have talky talks and stuff. But it's good. It sounds like your campaign's going pretty well, aside for the greedy sword thief, which is good. God damn it. I think you talked a little bit about that. Is that the same person that basically, I'm trying to remember right, you were playing an evil campaign, pitted everybody against each other, and then killed everyone, right? Or is that... Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the downside to evil campaigns. Sure. Rakshasas are mean like that. That's a bummer. But at the same time, I think that's pretty good. If you're playing an evil campaign, I think the real thing to look at for evil characters is not, hey, we're gonna burn down the orphanage, because I guess that's a little too on the nose. But right. But the my stance for... Okay, I need to talk. I'm sorry. My stance for playing an evil character, which is what I'm trying to get to, is really that the character is very selfish. And so the problem with that is when you play an evil campaign, most of the characters are very selfish. They all have a singular goal. And so unless you're playing an evil campaign where you're all grouped together in the same goal, they break up. And that's okay. Like, I think that's kind of really how evil campaigns should be played. Is you go as far as you can together, and then when they break off, they break off. And if they ever collide, great. Yeah. So I don't think it's necessarily bad that... I mean, it's unfortunate, like, I don't want to play this game with you guys anymore now with this character. That's fine. That campaign has run its course. Yeah. That's too bad. Yeah. My goal is to kill everyone else. Yeah. Yeah, it really sounds like it was a non-defined game, which is kind of a bummer. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of just dumping on some player who it sounds like they had a bad time, or the means to defend themselves. So I kind of want to change the subject. Yeah, that would be good. So let's change the subject a little bit. I'm totally fine with talking about evil campaigns though, but it is unfortunate when someone has to leave a campaign because they're not having fun. On that note, though, do we know Guff's alignment yet? Have you thought about this? Well, but you can tell me how you're going to start it. See, that's how I think alignment should work. Like, you come into the thing and you're like, oh, my Guff thinks he's a good person. Or Guff thinks Guff is a good person. And or Guff, likes to see people suffer. There are options to tell people, what you're starting off as. And the best thing about that is you don't have to tell the other players. And I think that's something that kind of gets wishy-washed around a lot. Is I think a lot of people, you should tell, sometimes, let me reiterate, you should tell the players what your intent is. But the characters, I've had a lot of people like walk up, hello, my name is Callum and I am a lawful good cleric. If someone walked up to a pub and said that to me, I would just look at them and be like, okay, are you buying me a drink? Yeah, I'm a lawful evil warlock. I really feel like that stuff is super weird. Like, people don't talk like that. Okay. That explains a lot. No, I'm kidding. It really is one of those weird things. Oh, that was a personal attack. That's the whole point. No. I really do think it's just... It was funny. It was a joke. But, you think he's going to be... Sorry. You thinking Guff's going to be lawful neutral. Cool. Okay. Might be. Cool way to go. We'll see how it works out. I think I like where your head was at in the other game, where Guff was just like, I'm here for adventure, but we'll see what happens. And I like that. I think that's a good way to start a campaign. Because unless you're like starting a campaign with a quest, which some people do, I'm a prince and I have to reclaim my kingdom. There's way too many Lost Kingdom princes in the D&D universe. Current slave. I mean, that's a quest. That's a quest right there. But I think it's okay to start off and just be, I don't know what's going on. I'm starting a new chapter in my life. Like, let's see where it takes us. I think that's great. I'm so sad that YouTube just missed you saying, I like to play Farm Boys. That was a great sentence in any context. Like, that's great. I love it. I don't know what that means. That is an open-ended statement. I can understand that. Getting stuck in an archetype is pretty easy. Ran out of time. Bummer. Back on the topic of Farm Boys. I actually really like the farmhand. It was a good sentence. That's almost it was. I think Dippy said it. It was great. Farm folk, I think, are great adventurers because they're like hard worked. They've had a goal, and it's like, oh, I'm going to lose the farm. I got to go do a thing. Or, you know what? I'm tired of being a farmhand. I'm going to go do a thing. And so, like, rustic hospitality is one of my favorite traits because I think it's the most like, true to form Like, I was kind of an important person. I feel like I could do things with my life. I'm gonna go be an adventurer. I've saved up some money from working real hard my whole life. Here we go. I love it. It's perfect. I wish more backstories were like that. And unfortunately, a lot of backstories are like, oh, I lived at a super martial arts consortium and then a dragon blew it up. And now I hate that dragon. Yeah. I'm also a big fan of like soldiers that give up on either like they become a town guard and then they're like, ugh, I want something more, and they venture out. I tend to do a lot of that, or just like blacksmiths. I'm a huge fan of starting with professions before you become an adventurer, because very few people, like monks maybe, don't have that backstory, but I feel like most adventurers start as what did you do before you became an adventurer? Wizards studied. Yeah, wizards studied. Yeah, exactly. And that's why, like, fighters, whenever they have something like martial proficiency, you've been trained somewhat. Well, so that's the thing. Like, martial proficiency means you were probably a guard or a soldier for a while, or your father was a soldier. Yeah, you trained somehow. That's what you were doing. But like, I would also allow like, oh, I was a blacksmith, so I know how all these swords are supposed to be used. I'm not the best at it, but I know how they're supposed to be used. That's really cool. Now you were a blacksmith. Now you're a fighter, or like you were a baker and now you're a druid because you understand plants and you used to grow your own wheat and like try to help, or farmers with druids. Really cool. Those are the kind of backstories I think that should build a character up. Something that's kind of rooted in their life beforehand. Yeah. Yeah, in reality is a cool way to do it. Yeah. I mean, sorry about that. I'm back. Um, Sorry. I heard most of it. Andrea started telling the story, and then I had a cat poo situation, so I turned the mic off and I ran over there. So we're fine. Everything's good now. Ooh, I'm getting some armor over there. Yeah, farmer's cool. I dig it. Yeah. Go. Oh yeah, Skyrim is a great place for. You wake up with no backstory, and also you're in a prison cart. Let's do it. I've actually had a lot of really good campaigns start in. Yeah, I think that's okay, though. I think it's okay to start, especially for video games, to start a character with no backstory. And thematically, like, there's a lot of, like, Critical Role and other... It doesn't make sense to just, like, hello, my name is Guff, and I've been a sailor for 12 years. It's like, who are you? Why are you telling me this crap? Like, like I think that's okay to, like, reveal it over time. And sometimes it's okay to not know. Like, you start the game with a character that you're just not sure, you know, what they are. I haven't filled them out yet. Blah, blah, blah. What happened? Because we're drawing Guff. Guff is a point of topic right now. He's literally right here. Guff is something you put on an ice cream. So, like, you got the cone, you got the ice cream, and then you got your Guff. Big old pile of Guff on there, please. I'm gonna learn that in Russian that means something way not appropriate, and then I'm gonna get demonetized. That's what I'm gonna... I didn't say you were Russian. I just said I'm gonna find out, and I picked a random language that I don't know. Watch me get, like, DDoS into non-existence. That'll be great. Does it actually mean something? Oh. I didn't know that. Did you name your kobold Delicious? Is that what happened? I'm gonna name my kobold Noodles, but in Spanish. I think Brian might have named Guff. I'm not sure. If not named Guff, Guff's name would be Greg. We all know this. Oh, Guff is the Greg alternative, huh? How can this tiny itty bitty kobold possibly lift that big sword without hurting himself more than others? That's the adventure. Guff has a 10 in strength, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people see, like, oh, I don't have proficiency in something, that means I can't use it. You can still use it. You're just not good with it, and that's awesome. Like, that's beautiful. So Guff is gonna try. Guff's gonna try real hard, and or possibly become a luchador. Those are both options on the table right now. So, a masked wrestler. That's what we're missing right now. We're missing the mask. That's what Guff needs. Guff needs a luchador mask. El Guffo Diablo. We did miss Cinco de Mayo, didn't we? I missed. Yeah, I'm bad about that. We missed 420. We missed Cinco de Mayo. I think we missed Easter. I guess we weren't streaming on Easter. That is, yeah. If you do live in Mexico and you celebrate Cinco de Mayo, please tell me, because otherwise I just feel weird about... I don't really celebrate it in America, but living in a college town for so many years, Cinco de Mayo was like the day that everybody went and got tacos and drank margaritas, and it felt really weird. It's like, well, this is just... It's not really cultural appropriation, it's just kind of cultural dumbness. I mean, for college towns, it's like, hey, it's Wednesday. That means drink day. Well, culturally bastardizing is probably a better word. I was also raised Catholic, which they just celebrate everything that, you know, you can get your hands on. What Saints' Day is it? Check the calendar. All of them. It's like every 4 days is some Saints' Day, and then go to church and then go drinking. It's fine. There we go. We got a luchador guff. Go's gonna put an eye out. Very possibly. He almost killed Marine. Very, very closely almost killed Marine, which was great. For those of you that didn't catch the live stream, one shot, one off level 0 campaign thing, I'll put up a recap of it here in a few days. The next Why You Should Play video should be out maybe tonight. That's pushing it. I think it'll probably be out tomorrow, because I finished up the line art. I'm gonna paint it today, and I usually like to give myself a day to like finish something, put it down, come back the next day and touch it up. So I'm gonna do that, and then got to record the audio. Yeah, probably tomorrow. I think it'll probably be up tomorrow. And then after that, I'm going to do the one shot. Or the level 0, sorry. The level 0. I'll put that up as its own thing. I might do some art for it. And we might use, something like this on that stream. That's going to be kind of an experimental thing. We'll see how that goes. So if everybody has ideas about what they'd like to see, I will not do animation, like full animation, because it takes forever and I'm not a fan of it. I mean, I like animation, I don't want to do it. Puffin animation, yeah. We'll draw poor little Guff here. That actually that's not bad. I have a sword! I really like to swing swords and steal people's backpacks. That's my Puffin impression. I don't know if that's a good Puffin impression or not. Puffin, you're great. Come hang out with us someday. If you want to come draw with us. Open invitation for Puffin to come and draw with us one day. That would be pretty great. Well, yeah, that's the point. If I say there's an open invitation for someone to come do something, that's because I want them to come draw with us. You got the Discord being like, whoa, don't do that. He'll show up. That's the point. That would be awesome. Yeah, so that's a fair point. If a lot of people showed up to the Discord to hang out, I might have to do something about that. Currently, what are we at? Like, we have 10 people watching the stream. You're all amazing, and I love you. We have... Yeah! What's up with that? I see 10 people watching, but only 2 likes? I only see 2 likes. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. There are 8 people in the live stream on the Discord, so... I think I know who the other 2 people are. So I think we're all here. One of them's your grandma. Well, welcome, Grandma Andreas. You needed to ground him more as a child. Too many butterscotch candies. I don't know if they have those in your neck of the world. Fair enough. That's the grandma candy here. Is butterscotch candy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's basically butterscotch is caramel. It is different. It's slightly different, but yeah. Is the difference molasses? That actually sounds legit. I think you're right. Yeah, there you go. I think butterscotch might actually have butterscotch in it. No, but I like making caramel. I haven't made caramel in a while. No, I can't eat that. I can't eat sugar anymore. So that's not a thing I'm going to do anytime soon. Nice. Butterscotch ice cream costume. Super good. We are way off topic for D&D. I've just given... Do we... 15 minutes for what I said I would start doing, but what I've just realized I've done is I've turned Guff into a Cubone, which means I have to do more push-ups. So that's cool. Guff walks around wearing the skull of his mother. Guff's mother. I keep saying him, and I shouldn't do that because I don't know yet. Guff is... It's a Guff right now, and that's totally cool. Yeah. It's a Guff bone is what it is. MacGuffin is a good word. All right, I gotta draw some push-ups. You know, so I work at a pub and we have a breakfast menu, and I swear you cannot. People don't know how to order egg muffin sandwiches. They only know how to order McMuffins. I sell so many egg McMuffins. I do not work at McDonald's. Guff Bone. I like it. This is Guff Bone now. Guff Bone. That is Guff's mother's spine. An egg McGuffin. There you go. No. All right, here we go. Gotta stretch. One. Maybe Guff's mom was a Kraken. We don't know. Or a Leviathan. 4, 5. You don't know what baby Leviathans look like. They could be kobolds. Maybe that's why dragons eat them all the time. You can only be 11 days old. If you're 12 days old, you turn into a Leviathan and you just destroy everything. Once again, I reject that Leviathans are elementals in the classical sense. In the classical sense of the word. She's a goblin. A Leviathan is just a kobold of indeterminate growth. That's pretty great. Did you say she'd be some kind of fiend? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Proto-outsider? That's a cool way to look at it. And also a dragon. Debatable. Debatable. But that's not a debate we're gonna have. We're not gonna talk about the ethicals of eating damned souls, because I think I might get demonetized if I do that. I'm not sure. Probably not. There's some weird stuff on the internet these days. Now I gotta email Puffin. Yeah, I should do that. Puffin, Andreas says you won't come on our show. That'd actually be really funny. If he just shows up to spite you. You! How dare you? That was a terrible Puffin impression. That was terrible. I gotta work on that. I gotta work on my Puffin impression. Actually, I don't know if I need to work on my Puffin impression. That's not something I need to spend my time on. see what all the other animators are doing. I feel like if people can't do their imitations of you around you, maybe you shouldn't be doing that imitation. That's kind of the way. No, I mean, like, if you're doing an imitation of somebody and it's like mean and hurtful and you wouldn't show it to them, then I think that's breaking rule 1. I think that's a no-go. I think that's a non-starter. So, if you can do an imitation of somebody, you'd better be able to do it to their face. That's my stance for it. I'm Kevin the Necromancer. Look at me. I like raising the dead. I do that to Kevin's face all the time. All the time. That's a pretty good guff face. I like that. Man, you really do just like lop the nose off. I'm gonna make a new layer. Well, yep. I mean, we're getting close to being done. I'll probably stay a little late today because I'm feeling it. There never was a nose. If people go back in time, I accidentally shrunk the live stream for a little bit. So there's a possibility that someone else might join the live stream. But let's do this. We'll just... I gotta... Yes, I've tricked everybody into rewatching my video over and over again. Make sure you go into incognito mode and like watch all your. I don't actually know how to do that. I think going into incognito mode makes the analytics break, but I'm not sure because it's like, oh, more people watch this than we're supposed to. It's a new viewer, but I feel like it would check your IP. I don't know if that's true. Whatever, it does. Okay. When I first started out. Yes! More views! More views. That's a good point. Yeah, if you just scrub through, I don't think it counts as more views. That makes sense. I didn't have, I guess. There was never a nose. It reloaded it over and over. Just reloaded over and over. Yeah, that's a good point. When I first started out in my YouTube climbing days, when I was trying to get like above my first like 200 or 300, I was in a lot of those Facebook groups that were like, "Oh, come promote your video," and you're like, "Hey, I just made a new video," and they're like, "You're not allowed to promote your video," and I'm like, "I don't understand this place." Yeah, but there were a lot of people in those that are literally just like, "I made this video about how to get really good watch time on your video," and when you watch them, it's like, watch your video, then watch it again on a different computer in your house, then watch it on your phone, and then turn it in incognito mode and watch it. I'm like, that breaks the terms of service, what you're doing right there. That's literally like the only rules that YouTube has, is that you're not allowed to like watch your own stuff and try to trick the algorithm. And I'm wondering, how are these people not getting banned from YouTube like instantaneously? It just baffles my mind. But I guess there is a lot of content to cycle through. And I guess there's actually not that many people watching those videos because they're all YouTubers. But still, super weird. Super weird. Still don't really understand how it works. What's up? You got to scrub through it until you see the flicker. The flicker of the... Yep. It's like a treasure hunt. This is a treasure hunt. Oh man, I don't know. I've lost all perspective of time. I have no idea. What part of the kobold was I drawing? I don't know. The good bits? Whatever. I mean, take your pick. I was drawing the farm boy version of it. I honestly don't remember. I just remember doing it, and I had a moment of panic because I'm like, ah, crap! We're gonna get flooded by people joining the. Oh, I miss saying goodbye to Gabe. Thanks for stopping by. If you watched the recap of this, thanks for hanging out. I think I want to switch my Cubone nose up now, because I like this idea. Can I merge the layers? Is that a thing I can do? Transfer down layer. Boop. Nope, that didn't work. Did it? Oh, it did. Got it. Neat. Get out of here. There we go. Blah, 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 blah. Boop, 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 boop. I lost my train of thought because we were talking about Farm Boy kobolds. What? Okay. You know what's going to happen. As soon as you find it, I'm just going to end the stream. That's all the time we have for today, folks. Thanks for stopping by. Actually, it is getting pretty close to... We got like 8 minutes left. Sounds like... So how's everybody else's game going? Sounds like Ace has got some pretty good... Are you doing just one game now, or are you actually still doing all... It sounded like 3 different games we talked about today? The Sword Mage... Oh, you're muted. Okay, well... I don't know if Ace is still here or not, but... How's everybody else's D&D games going? They exist. Hey, if they're going, that's good. Like, that's good. Good to hear. Hopefully today they'll pick up. I know the Backstreet Boys are still in town in some states, but not in other states. How's that working out for everybody? I hope people are staying safe. I know. Let's have real talk. Let's have real talk right now. Is everyone doing all right? Doing okay? Barely alive. You know. Oh, I just turned Guff into like a Ninja Turtle. Are you having a really bad day because of Andreas, or are you having a really bad day for other reasons? That was really impressive. Yeah, it's one of those days. I mean, I know that feeling. It's definitely one of those days you're just like, I just need to not talk to anybody. Let's just make everyone not bother me right now. It's okay to take those days. Those are good. It's a little difficult when you live with people sometimes. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get the hell out of my house. Let's see, that's looking up then. Then you can cloister yourself away. I like that word. It's a good word. Cloister, yeah. I'm gonna give Guff some eyelashes. Man, I don't... Oh, After Sword. Definitely After Sword. I'm pretty sure. Definitely. After I drew the sword, I think. Man, how far back did you scrub? Wow, no, that was forever ago. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it was after you had joined. I know that. I think you were around. Because when I clicked on it, I'm like, oh no! Andreas is gonna jump in here. Nobody wants that. Oh no. No, actually, I thought Not would instantly be on it and just be like, oh, it happened, and then just come in here and start drawing stuff, drawing weird things. You know, I don't think I've ever seen Not draw something weird. I think it's all been pretty solid, well-designed, thought-out things. Yeah. Not is also muted. It's kind of fun talking about people when you know they can hear you, but but they aren't talking. It's also kind of terrifying. That would actually be kind of dope. Like, hey, could you just find everything about me on the internet and just delete it? Just poof it away. Poof it away. I gave him lizard lips. I don't want Guff to have lizard lips. What kind of lips do kobolds have? Like a little beak, maybe? I like the beak idea. Let's do that. Yeah, take your time. You got time. You have time to think about what Guff should look like, because I have not started the necessity to know what Guff looks like yet. Okay. Short nose. Guff. Racist. Short nose. It's canonical now. Guff is a short-nosed kobold. Canonical. I super dig long-nosed kobolds. We've gone over this. We know these things. It is known. It is known, Khaleesi. It is known. How dare you rip my heart out at the last 5 minutes of every week? This is terrible. You can just get out. Nah, you don't have to like. You don't have to like. You don't have to watch or like Game of Thrones. I think it was a phenomenon, which is cool. There was not a lot else going on. It was you could watch Game of Thrones or you could watch like season 9 of The Walking Dead. It's like I'm over you. I'm over you, Walking Dead. Nobody died. Well, I mean, lots of people died, but spoiler alerts for Walking Dead. There are no spoilers because nothing ever happens. The comics are super good. If you haven't read the comics for The Walking Dead, really, you liked the games. That's surprising. I've had a lot of people not like the games because I think partially it's because they were episodic. People did not like the episodic nature of the Walking Dead games. Well, Telltale's is pretty good, which is surprising me that the games were so not great. But if you enjoyed them, that's your thing. So that's fine. Point and click adventures are totally games. Telltale's dead now, though. Telltale's. It's Bandersnatch is not a movie. Let's put it that way. Is it a full-fledged video game? Probably not, but it is interactive media, and that's There's a very large gray area. That's how you want to define it. Go for it. But yeah, I would consider Bandersnatch interactive media. And so there's which is a huge gray area. Don't worry about it. You ever play Metal Gear Solid? You ever play any of the new Metal Gear games? You have them all, but you haven't played it. They're basically just movies now. The new ones are just really long interactive movies. I think someone said like the if you play the newest one, there's like 45 minutes of introduction before you actually play the game. It's like, wait, what? What? Just jump right in. Shots fired! Shots fired! It's all right. It felt like a shots fired. Maybe not. We'll call it a swing and a miss then, and we'll move on from there. Swing and a miss. I think I'm about done with little Guff over here. Yes or no? Guff skull mask? Probably no. No, the bird. Yeah, let's redo the mask. I'm not super happy with the. That was a cool skull mask, but not a good kobold face. Yeah, thank you. Hey, don't get your sci-fi crap all over my fantasy things. Now let me get back to my airship and build my arcane-powered robots. Get out of here. All right, you're not. We don't need to argue about this. No, you just don't add. All right. I'm sorry. I'm just yelling at YouTube now for no reason. So I'm sorry about this. I think we're about winding down as we're devolving. Man, I gotta figure out what to do about this. I gotta find a way to make this more entertaining for. I guess people jumping in the Discord is actually really fun. So I'm glad we do this. I really like it. I like hearing people's stories. No debating on the Rook stream. I think really what it is I need to do more directed content. I need to be able to have just one or two people in the chat at a time and actually have real discussions. Not that we don't have real discussions, it's just we get off topic a lot, which I assume will probably happen with well, we did until you showed up and started yelling at us because we were talking about Guff. We were talking about Guff. It was Guff Day. No, it's not. It's not fair. That was you didn't actually come in and destroy anything. Just giving you crap. But I think we definitely need to figure out something else. I think we can definitely make something else interesting happen during these streams. I haven't done a Ace just died. I hope not. I hope Ace is okay. Ace has been quiet for a while. But yeah, we've got. Yeah, I like that people show up. I think it's great that we have the ability to talk to each other. I'm sorry it's not in the YouTube chat all the time, but I think we're getting a good portion of the audience is able to interact, which is good. And I'm still reading it, so that's always. I do like to control D sometimes. It's just bam, but. Is that too big? Is that head too big? Maybe the tail needs to be bigger. Bam. You don't get to decide how much beak my kobolds have. I asked if the head was too big. See, Andres, this is the argument thing we're talking about. Make him look tiny. Sure. I like that idea. What size is the sword? You obviously missed the first sword I drew. Yeah. Frame of reference is actually an interesting point because like these feet are tiny. You should really have giant people feet shoes. Yeah. Just giant boats. They are person boots. So. Yeah, I think we're about done. We've wound down to basically nothing. So, great job today. So, I hope everybody was entertained for several hours. We had some heated discussions. I apologize to the person who we kind of poo-pooed on for a while. I don't know who you were. Stop stealing swords from your party members. That's all I gotta say about that. But we do. I don't want to be the YouTube channel that poos on people. I'll leave that up to. Can't think of the name. There's a bunch of YouTubers out there that just trash on people, and I don't want to do that. I want to be very, very uplifting. Very uplifting if I can. Speaking of uplifting, I've seen some cool artwork this week, so thank you for sharing that. If you've shared artwork, if you haven't shared artwork with the Discord yet, jump on that. I like seeing it. It's good stuff. You're too afraid to share. Your artwork is on the internet every day. Jonas, share your artwork. It's great. Your artwork is great. If you're not comfortable doing it, that's fine. Don't do it. But I would like to see it. I think it's good. I think it's worth sharing. More color stuff. Yeah, more color. I got to do some coloring today. We're going to try to get that video out tomorrow. I'm going to really try to get it out tomorrow. I got... Yes, I want to see it. I want to see how that goes. I'm terrible at that stuff. And that's okay. Like, if you're... So, I have an assignment set out now, which maybe it's a good challenge. Basically, just to find a really nice piece of art that you like and do a photo study of it. And to do a photo study of it, really, what you do is you try to break it down and basically copy it as close as you can, but using techniques that you're maybe not familiar with or in a style that you want to try. And it is very much that you need to be aware that you are studying this photo and trying to recreate it, and you need to portray it as such. And this goes for everybody that's doing a photo study. And that's why you'll see a lot of artists posting things of like, here's the original, here's my photo study of it, here's my sketch study of it, here's my color study of it. And unless you're trying to do like a whole piece, which is definitely an option, I would suggest starting with something small and saying just colors. Like, I'm going to do a color study of this photo or of this picture or of this thing that I like. I'm going to see if I can understand better how they reproduced or how they created these colors and why they chose these colors. And so that would be cool to see in the Discord this week if people want to do that.
Yeah, you have a question. Go for it. A color study and a photo study. A photo study is just like a broader term for doing studying a photograph. A color study is basically you're not so much worried about recreating it one to one. You're focusing solely on the colors. So usually you're trying to understand where colors blend, where colors are placed, how they contrast, and that's what you should be getting out of these. Like the end goal of a study is not, look, I've perfectly recreated this thing. It's, did I learn how they did that, and can I apply that to my own work moving forward? So definitely a good challenge if you need some motivation for your art. Otherwise, keep doing your art. I've seen a lot of really cool stuff. So super good. Try to get the video out tomorrow. I don't think we're gonna do the D&D game this week because I want to get the recap out first and see if we can make a good maybe 12 30-minute video out of it. I don't know how much content we actually played. Like there was a lot of stuff, but there was also a lot of talking and rolling. So we'll see how we can do with that. Think about just a random clip show of it. But yeah, so I think we can do that. I will try to get some artwork in there somehow, and it might be something that I just, as I talk, I will sketch out what needs to be sketched out, and we'll try to do that as kind of a unique way to share that experience. And then once we have that up, we'll do the second episode, which I'm excited for because I think I have some cool stuff to share with you as a DM. Yeah, and gotcha. Yeah, we can definitely look at Puffin and stuff for some maybe references or examples, but maybe I will shoot him a message. That could be kind of fun. Still some rocks. But yeah, so we can definitely take a look at that and see what's going on. I think if I did get Puffin to interview on here, it would probably be just the two of us in the chat. But you know, maybe he'd be down for an open forum cluster, whatever this is. Who knows? We'll play with it. There's a lot of things we can do, but the community is still growing, which is great. We shot past 2,700, which blew my mind. So great job, everybody. We're already working our way up. I don't know if we're at 2,750 yet, but we're getting there. Kobolds with ears look weird. Is that what you said? Give them like bunny ears. Actually, that does look kind of cool. Either way, no. We got a lot of stuff going on this week, so I'm super happy about that. I'll probably be posting. Yeah, I appreciate everybody that's subscribing. I also appreciate everybody that's been commenting. I've been trying to get a hold of those. I got a little backlogged after being sick last week, so yeah, I mean, feel free to comment stuff if you, and with the comments as well. If you, I just found your channel, but I'm in love with your work. Keep it up. Thank you, PG. Is it Petey? I hope. Really cool. Thank you all. Love it. Love everybody that's hanging out here. This has been a great experience so far, and I totally watched the Star Wars Season 7 of Clone Wars, and like, oh, I was so sad. And it made me like, yesterday I was like, oh, I need to thank and tell everybody it's great. I loved it. Super, probably my favorite Star Wars media so far to date. Kobolds with the ears looks interesting. We got a new thing to look at now. Now we got a whole new section of art to deal with. But made me sentimental. Love it. From the perspective of more media and merch, I am trying to get a shop set up so people can look at like shirts and stuff, and I'll slowly be building that. I'll put a link in the general chat a little later. I'll probably put it in the promotion yourself because that's a better place for it. But thank you, everybody who's been supportive. Thank you for all the Patreon members. We'll be back again tomorrow, and we will keep going. And I'm having a blast. So thanks again, everybody, and keep your dice on the table. We'll see you tomorrow.